It don't matter how good he is. It don't matter how good of a job he got. He's a mark. And would she settle for him? Absolutely. Because of course, who wouldn't settle for a savior? Who wouldn't settle for a simp? Is she going to respect him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this is why you see this pandemic of men, and even some of the most prominent men on YouTube, with regard to older males, 50, 60, 70 years old, they're still spewing this bullshit. They still telling you that it's okay to come back to talk to women with a whole lot of different kids that fucked on, had children, and lived their life, and to come back and save them. And then they will tell you that those same women don't have to bring anything to the table. So you telling me that she can go out, do whatever she want to do, slut it out, have multiple different kids, man get locked up, this next drug dealer get locked up, this dude was a rapper, he got killed because his ops was after him, but he had a few chains on him, right? Then she flew out to Dubai, get shitted on, because you know that's what they do out there in Dubai to them chicks, right? get shitted on. Just saw the TikTok, right? Getting shitted on. And then you supposed to come and kiss her from head to toe and tell her how precious she is. And she still ain't checking for you. She's settling for you because she understands that you going to be waiting for at the end of that hell path and brimstone fire thing that she's already went through. And she honestly believes, and this is the delusion, and this is what women are starting to come to the realization ever since Cameron Samuels has stepped on the scene. She honestly believed that guy is genuinely going to be sitting at the finish line at the end of her journey. When he went to school, he did everything the right way. He never had no kids out of wedlock, and he was focused on his path, and he took care of his business. And she believes, and she prays in church every single Sunday, now that she's starting to get her life back together. Ain't got it together, but starting to get their life back together. And she believes because there's a man out there waiting with his cape on to save her. And then some of the most prominent examples, they come out and then you see it all in the comments on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, I can't wait to find me a man. Where all of the good men at? Who hurt you? Who hurt him? My relationship and what it is that you see happening with me, I'm not the prototypical dude. I'm not the guy that they want as the poster child of what a successful marriage is looking like in 2023 because it doesn't fit their narrative, right? You can't have somebody like me that is successfully married holding you accountable, even though there is nobody more worthy of holding you accountable from a relationship perspective, because I am a person that is married. I have been married for an extended period of time. My chick is incredibly submissive to me, and I don't take no bullshit. So I'm not going to be sitting up here dealing with no fuck shit and somebody just saying and doing whatever it is that they want to do in front of my face, and you just supposed to get away with it. No, I understand where you come from. I understand that toxicity lives within you because the thing that you grew up seeing is a reflection of how it is that you operate. And so your mama got bust down and your mama was for the streets. And then she said, I'm going to give my little girl everything. And so you seen how your mama was treated by all of the boyfriends that came in and bust her down. And so you operated even more like that because the kids are usually the ones that pay for the sins of their fathers and their mothers. And so this toxicity of women preferring older men, having men in their phone as food, right? Women given the option to choose for themselves, 9 out of 10, they choose wrong. They choose the wrong curriculum. They choose the wrong field of study when it comes to college. They choose the wrong man. That's why the guy that you were supposed to marry, you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk. I'm going to drop the link in the description in a minute. The guy that you were supposed to marry, you already met him. You passed up on him. You cheated on him. You looked at him as a simp. You did not prefer him. You said the vibes was off and that you had to go and pass up and give him a ring because y'all just wasn't compatible. You talked to your homegirls and your homegirls was going through something toxic, and because you are a part of your homegirls crew, and often at times if you want to observe and realize exactly what a woman is, all you got to do is observe her friends. If a woman is sitting there telling you, these are all of the cues, the context clues that you can observe in order to determine whether or not a woman is toxic and if she prefers to be in a toxic relationship. Look at her friends. If her friends is for the streets, dog, please do not be deceived. Do not sit there and think for 1 second that she's going to be any different than what it is that her friends are. If her friends are for the streets, if you think that she goes out with them and she's the good girl and the one that always never gets drunk because she want to make sure that everybody gets home safely, you're a mark. Use the mark. You the fool. You the one. If you think that when she gets home, she won't call you, but she'll send you a text message and say, got in safely, I just need to go ahead and go to bed because I got to get up early in the morning. Use the fool. She not even at home. She over that other dude's house. If you dropped her off at home and you spent a bunch of money, you took her to Benny Ha. You know, that's what the chicks like to say. They like to go to Benny Ha. You took her to Ruth Chris. You wanted to show her that you was a good man. You led with your money. You told her that you believe in being a gentleman. Listen. You took her out. You went to her house. You got out the car and ran around and opened up the door for her because you wanted to show her what a gentleman is like, because you wanted to give her a different experience than what she's used to. This is what happened. You jumped out the car. First, you went and got fresh. You've been planning for this all week. You went and got a haircut. You got on your Sunday's best. You went and picked her up, but before you went and picked her up, you went and got your car washed. You got some Armor All on them tires, and you went and got some air freshener. You went old school, right? And then you might even have picked up a flower. And so you went, and then you pulled up to her house, and then you text her, I'm here. And then when she came out the door, you was sitting and you opened up the door, and you was a gentleman, and you grabbed her hand and you let her get into the car. You're doing the thing that you thought that was right? And so you shut her door, and then when you ran around to go get back in the car, she never even pushed open the other door for you because she don't even look at you like, listen, you talking to a rat, dog. You talking to a rat. You talking to a chick that don't even understand what it feels like to be treated right. You dealing with a rat. You dealing with a chick that's used to listen, all she know is Jordans and collard greens. All she know is Jordans and collard greens. She don't know nothing about how to be treated. She don't even know how to pop that door open, to reach over just as a kind gesture, to pop that door open to make sure that it's easier for you to get in. So you went over, you just ignored the sign. You ain't trip about it. But you got a whole day planned. And so you did the thing that you thought would be the most meaningful to her. You turned the music down. You actually curated your playlist while you were at work before you went and picked her up. So all you got in your playlist is Party Next Door. You might have got you a little bit of Drizzy in there. You went old school, right? You got a little bit of Tory Lanez, even though he on his way to jail. You went old school. You got some Usher in there because you've been telling her about the possibility of taking her over to Vegas to see that Usher residency. I know what you've been telling her. You took her over to Ruth Chris. You ain't want to take her to Benny Ha because you know it's going to be a whole lot of black people there. And you know it's going to be a lot of people at your table getting that hibachi. And it's going to be somebody's birthday. But you took her to Ruth Chris because that's the popular thing to do right there. She don't know nothing about white tablecloths. She don't know nothing about reservations unless it's going into a day club. Dress. She don't know nothing about that. But you took her to Ruth Chris, right? You wined and dined her. Your dinner, $250. You know how many hours it took you to make $250? How many hours of your life you've given up in order to make $250? But you took her. You wined her and dined her, and you treated her right. And she don't even know how to pronounce your name correctly because she still got it labeled in her phone as food, and she's so scared to ask you what your name is. So she keeps saying, boy, you crazy. Dog, she ain't tripping. Every single Instagram photo, every single picture, every single story, you not in it. You not in it. She keep taking pictures of her food. She taking pictures of her hookup outfit. She keep going to the bathroom, and then you keep checking her story. And every time you check her story, you see us in a different space, but you not in it. You not in the story. She ain't tagged you. She gonna take a picture and post it later. She took 50 pictures just so she can spread them out to make it look like that she been partying and spending money all week. And it's on your dime, homie. It's on your dime, big dog. And she ate good, and she got a doggy bag. She gonna get it to go. And you sat and you parked in front of her crib, and you was nervous and you didn't know how to ask for a kiss and all of that other type of stuff. And let me tell you what's gonna happen after you drop her off. Let me tell you what's gonna happen after you drop her off. She might have even gave you a hug and a kiss. You dropped her off. She told her homegirls. They kicked it. She told you to text you when she get home. She didn't answer the phone when you called, so you went ahead and text anyway because you thought she was going to take the initiative. And then some other dude came over and ate her leftovers that you paid for and then shit out of her. That's what happened.